Hello everybody, happy Vlogmas day 15. Mummy-in-law's birthday, she's 95. His lordship went down just with the intention of dropping a card off. I would have gone with him, but she's not in on a Wednesday. Is it Wednesday today? Yes, she's not in on a Wednesday. She goes to work. Yes, she goes to work. But she loves going to work. She says everybody likes her at work and she loves going to work. And she's 95 today. And her work is really, what do you call it? It is, oh, I can't remember. It's a day centre type thing that she goes to. And she goes a Monday, a Tuesday, a Wednesday and a Friday. And she thinks she's going to work. But so of course he went down and he was going down to see his daughter and he just popped in to drop the card off. So Mummy's birthday, 95, she's not watching, she doesn't know, but it's her birthday. Right, now, and it is Vlogmas day 15 as I've just said, and we've got Beyond the Pink Door one today. Let me get myself in. We've got Beyond the Pink Door today, so let's get busy, because if you remember yesterday I forgot to do the finish the Sherlock Holmes, and it wasn't until I was processing it that I realised. So first one is Kylie and the Machine, and they're getting few and far now. What have we got? It doesn't look like there's enough. 15, 16, 17. Oh, it must be. Anyway, number 15 is this one, the vase of flowers. Let's get that open, and this is going to be exciting because my knife, oh, where's my knife got? There, we'll use it. Oh, there it is. My knife has to go round in a circle. Let's see if I can do a circle. Ready? We'll do it that way. Round, and do it that way. Round, like that, and we'll pull it up and tear it. And oh, I like these too. I'll show you just a second. The turquoise. Can you see them? That way. They're like love hearts. Made with love. 3 made with love ones. 3 made with love ones. I've got a piece of hair there that's dangling, and I'm going too low now. Hang on. I've got a bit of hair that's dangling and I must tidy it up, but made with love. Look at that. Made with love. 3 of those. Now let me just get myself in order. I've been scratching around doing things today. Now back in action, I think I am. When I came to take this battery, it wasn't plugged in, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed that it's still going to work. Now then, Sherlock. Let's do Sherlock. And the next one is Jack the Nibbler. Watson studied the article below the headline carefully. Then he turned to Holmes, who was busy filling his pipe. "Have you heard about Jack the Nibbler, Holmes? I think it's slightly unappetizing to equate some broken biscuits in a sweet shop with the deeds of a mass murderer. But I would be interested to know what it's all about nonetheless. I'll read the article to you. Perhaps you can solve the riddle of the mysterious bonbon biter from the comfort of your armchair for once." So this is the piece from the newspaper. The perpetrator, known as Jack the Nibbler, sticks to his territory. As has happened several times during the previous weeks, he once again has damaged a luxury selection of sweets at Dougie's sweet shop, which all displayed clearly visible bite marks. In an exclusive interview with the Chronicle, Doug Miller, the owner of Dougie's, said, "It's a financial disaster in the run-up to Christmas. We usually make the bulk of our annual turnover. Our customers are bound to look elsewhere rather than risk buying products that might have been in someone's mouth. All my most expensive products have been damaged by bite marks and all unsaleable now. This is deliberate sabotage by a direct competitor, if you ask me. Donald Masterton, who owns the Candy Baron shop, must be behind it, but I can't prove it. The police say they need some concrete evidence to justify taking any action. until a few years ago, Donald and I ran the candy baron together. But we disagreed on certain business issues and came to blows. I have to admit, I knocked out a couple of his rotten teeth and ended up owning my own shop. He's been my worst enemy since then. He keeps coming into Dougie's all the time with his hands buried deep in his pockets. He walks up and down my shelves, checking my wares, and doesn't say a word. I can hardly forbid him to do that. I watch him like a hawk. But his mouth is never anywhere near the sweets or anything else as far as I can see. But as soon as he's gone, we find products that have bite marks on them. We even found those awful teeth marks on the cardboard shop display signs. It's so bizarre. Everyone's wondering who is Jack the Nibbler. Well, should we find out who it is at the end of this little vlog? And I promise I will do it this time. So, I've just had to go and blow my nose. I have lost my sore, I never had a sore throat, I just had a hot throat. And I had a deep voice. Now I have, all the way through this, I've never stopped having a runny nose. And we've gone through about, well, I've just had to buy another 4 boxes of tissues because we're just going through them like mad. He's slightly better, but he's still got the runny nose. So, let's go on to Beyond the Pink Door, and it is number 8, I think. 8, 9, 8, number 8. And number 8 is a tubey one, is a long thin one again. Hard on top, flat on the back. And let's get the label off and unwind it. A lovely pink stripy packet. Yet again. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, now then. Let me put my paper bag in there because I've torn that. This is a Prim again. Oh, yeah. It's an Ecken und Kantenformer. Right, your little German lesson. This is what it is. It is a... Oh, I'm pressing the wrong buttons.
Ecken und Kantenformer.
An Ecken und Kantenformer. She sounds very Geordie. Do it again.
Ecken und Kantenformer.
They do say that we up in the northeast of England have a bit of Geordie German in us, because we would say Kantenformer. I wouldn't say former. We'd say former. No, we're not gonna do that. Former. Anyway, it's an Ecken
und Kantenformer.
Do you want to know what that is? It's a corner. Can you see that? Corner and edges former. Corner and edges former. So that is a corner and edges former. It's rather a nice one. I love the way that she has stuck to everything being as close to pink with spots and things as you can. Corner and edge shaper. And that is really good. Look at that. It shows you what you can use it for. Getting the points in the corners of pockets and things, or just shaping. This particular here thing is shaping. And it can also be used. I've often seen some Chinese sewers using something like that just to feed the fabric under the foot of the machine. So that's it's a Ecken und Kantenformer, a corner and edge shaper. Oh, the French. Aide à la confection d'angles, courbes et arrêt à façon. Only the French could make it longer than it needs to be. Help for the confection of angles and stopping things. Oh, I'm not even going to go there. Anyway, that's the corner. A corner and edge shaper from Beyond the Pink Door. And now, what we've got left, we have got the caboodle doodly. Let's see what she's got for us. What have they got for us? I'm not sure if caboodle textiles are meant to be children's textiles. Let me just find out. It's a UK based children's fabric with jersey, French terry and more. That's their website. I don't know if you can see that there, but it's, come on, UK based. It's children's fabric, so that's probably why there's lots of kiddies things. They do other things other than Christmassy things. There's an umbrella one there. That's rather nice, the umbrella one. But anyway, let's see what number 15 is. And 15 is an unusual one. It's heavy. It's got 2 things in. 2 tubes like lipstick. 2 lipsticky type tubes in a bag. Shall we see what's in there? Oh. Oh. I'll put those out like that and you can tell me what you think they are. I don't know what they are. Felt tip pens? Tops? Glue? Oh! Glow in the dark fabric paint pens. Dimensional fabric and craft paint pen. Oh, that's rather interesting. Can you see that? Glow in the dark. And it is by Leho. And how do you use that? Does it say how you use it? I suppose you just use it like a pen. Oh, it's like a little nib, so you paint on it, and it doesn't say whether you can iron on it. It's permanent. There's 20 millilitres in it, so it's glow in the dark fabric paint pen, dimensional fabric and craft paint pen. So you get a 3D effect, and the other one is a green glow in the dark. Wow, those are rather neat. Very appropriate for children's clothes, I suppose. So that is caboodle. So we now come almost to the end. Now what have I done today? I have done absolutely nothing. I went out for a drive to get some cat food because I have 2 fussy cats. I have 1 fussy cat. The little black one is the fussiest cat I have ever known. The white cat is absolutely, she's just so laid back now. She used to be such a vicious one and she's just so laid back now. And I said to my husband, we've had her to the vet, there's nothing wrong with her. She meows all the time and she only stops meowing if I carry her. So I said, I wonder if I should get her some calming tablets. Something calming, because my daughter's got calming tablets for her dog and it's made a vast difference on her because she was very nervous, and this little black cat is very similar, very nervous about the slightest move. It's, you know, when I give her food, I've got to put the food in and close the door and keep well away, because if she sees me looking through the door there, that's it, she won't eat it. So anyway, I got these calming tablets, and I thought, and he said, his lordship said, well, how are you going to give them? Because with the dog, you just put them in inside a little treat and you give her the treat. But it said they were like little capsules, little torpedo type capsules, and it said undo them, untwist them and put the powder, which is like a lemon powder, over their food. Well, put the lemon powder over the food and she turned her nose up to it. So I said, oh God, she's not going to eat that. And what I did was I thought, well, I'll give her some tuna and give her some tuna juice, and she licked it for a little bit and then stopped eating it. Well, the white one came, old laid back white one who doesn't really need them, she came along and golloped it all up, and I said to him, I said she's going to be lazing all totally. She's going to be well gone, that white one, you know, with having such calming things, because she doesn't need calming. So that's, we've decided not to try that. I've just bought some different kind of cat food, more expensive, very expensive, and I figured that it's little tins of cat food rather than sachets, and I'm going to try her on that, see if she'll eat that, see if that might make a difference. But she is just so finicky, I can't believe it. Very, very thin. Thinner than the other one, and it's nothing wrong with her. There's no blood problems, nothing wrong with her. She's just always been very, very nervous, and I just trying to calm her down and get her to eat something. So anyway, I got that, came back, and then by that time his lordship had come back from seeing his daughter and dropping the card off, and I've just been getting my orders done. Now somebody said, I thought, oh, I'll tell you who it was, because I actually kept the picture. I do read your messages. Louise Mayer said, I thought you'd retired. Well, I have retired. I've been made redundant from his business, but I have my little business. And like I said to you, I'm a workaholic. I will be working, hopefully, like my father, till the day I die. He was a watchmaker, and on the day he died, he was fixing a watch for a friend, and then he went upstairs and died in his sleep. So I will be the same. I cannot do nothing. So I have a little eBay shop, a little Etsy shop. I have a website which really needs sorting out because I don't use it very often, and I also have regular customers who've come to me that are outside those websites, and I like to do them for them. I like to keep my customers. So as long as I can do it, I will do it, and it only takes me about a couple of hours on a morning, if that, to get the jobs done, get them packed, and then in the afternoon I go to the post office with them. But generally I just like to do something, whereas I have to be doing something. If it's not sewing, it's doing uplisting. If it, it's just so many things I don't like a day where I'm not doing anything. So let's get back to the answer about Jack the Nibbler. I like a story with a bite to it, Watson. Well, what do you think, said Watson. Can you find the culprit on the basis of the newspaper article? Ah, a simple task. Let's see now. Without wanting to go out on a limb, I can safely say that Doug Miller is right about the culprit and right about the motive as well. Donald Masterson, who owns the Candy Baron, is determined to destroy his rival's business. I know both shops. They sell almost identical wares and are just a few yards apart in the street. Any customer who stops purchasing their sweets and pralines at Dougie's will certainly go to the Candy Baron instead. But how does he leave those bite marks on the merchandise without using his mouth? Oh, has he got those false teeth? Has he got them in his pocket? We'll find out. Do you remember what Mr. Miller had to say about Mr. Masterson's teeth? He knocked out a couple of them in a fight and the rest were rotten. That could be it. It's safe to assume that Mr. Masterson lost a few teeth over the years. Tooth decay is the bane of those who have a sweet tooth, and he's ended up with a set of false teeth. You don't mean to say, said Watson. I do indeed. He keeps his mouth shut because he's not wearing his dentures. Instead, he's holding them at the ready in his hand and keeps them hidden in his coat pocket. Trying to appear as innocent as possible, he walks up and down the aisles of the shop until he finds a spot where Mr. Miller can only see his head behind a set of shelves, for example. He then pulls his hand out of his pocket as fast as lightning and snaps the dentures like a pair of castanets. Chop! Chop! That sounds plausible, if extremely absurd, said Watson. Watson, my dear friend, you have no idea what heights of lunacy people aspire, especially at Christmas time. There you go, it was false teeth. I did think about that. I was thinking of those clacker teeth. I wasn't thinking about it being really his false teeth. So my imagination was he had a pair of clacker teeth, those kind of teeth that you sometimes that go around and go da, 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 da. Anyway, one person I'd like to wish well, and that's a very long time viewer, and as she said to me, we could class ourselves as friends. Hazel, who lives in Spain, has been having a tough time, and she's finding it very difficult to do anything at the moment. She's been having a bit of a tough time with her mobility and with her arm and all sorts of things. And I'd just like to wish you well, Hazel, because you do watch it, and normally she's quite often the first one to make a comment, and she makes a comment at 2 or 3 in the morning, and I keep saying, Hazel, what are you doing up at this time of night? And she sometimes says it's cooler in Spain in night time than it is during the day. And Hazel, you may remember, Hazel it had this fantastic sewing room that she'd created shelves and things from cardboard boxes and all sorts. She is such a talent, and unfortunately she said she hasn't had a chance to get into a sewing room as much, and I'd just like to hope that you get on the mend as quickly as possible, Hazel. She FaceTimes a friend in England, I think they're in England. She FaceTimes one of her friends and they both sew and talk to each other as they are sewing. And that is really good. And she was the one that I once said, if you want to have company, there's bound to be somebody in this community, in the sewing community, who will happily chat to you while they're sewing. And all Hazel does is she used to set up her laptop with her FaceTime coming on, you know, so she could video call them and they would both chat and she'd be sewing and she'd be showing them what she did. Very nice, great way to communicate with people and to not feel so lonely. A bit like what they're doing now. A few people are doing live like Beyond the Pink Door does live video calls. She actually shows you the fabric and you can type in messages. But I think in Hazel's case, they can actually talk to each other. So, but Hazel, as I say, wish you well. Do get better and get back in that sewing room as soon as you physically can, not before. Just remember, your health is very important. Just watch these vlogs. Watch these rubbish people like me just telling you about it. Now, Jenny Flake. Jenny, hi Jenny, I haven't spoken to you for a while. Jenny Flake is like me. She's got bored with watching all the sewing vlogs. And she's watching anything and everything, and she keeps sending me videos. She sent me videos of Turkish person in the countryside cooking, which was very interesting. And our latest one that she sent me was I don't know what, an Oriental woman with 3 little monkeys that she dressed up and had to look at. She kept feeding. One of them was a what I would call a worky ticket. She couldn't keep, it would not sit still. It kept getting in the way and doing everything. She's trying to cut up a grapefruit or a melon or something, some strange piece of fruit. It's a big one. It was like a big watermelon, but it didn't look like a watermelon. And she's trying to cut it up and these monkeys are all over the place. So what I'll do is I'll put the link below for the monkeys and I'll put the link below for the Turkish cookery if you want to go and have a look at that. And maybe next year I might start telling you about other vlogs, other areas, because Sue Knuckles has sent me a couple. Hi Sue. She sent me a couple of links to somebody up in Scotland who takes videos of Scotland, and another guy in America, in Kentucky, who actually, he normally does a vlog on antique crockery, but he has been doing a vlog lately on where the tornadoes have been and what kind of an impact it's had on the town where he's from. But anyway, next year I think if you've got any you can recommend, do let me know, and I shall next year give you recommendations of ones that I like to watch that aren't sewing related, because sometimes there's some good ones. Anyway, I'm going to love you and I'm going to leave you, and I'll catch you next time. Bye!